Alright, good day guys, come here, welcome back to part 3 of the video where we will not be featuring either Erza or Lucy, but instead it is the free characters and our first ever Dragon class characters from the collaborations. The male protagonist Natu, and he's voiced by none other than our male protagonist from Langrisser M. So this is the same Yuan, and well, I guess I'll put protagonists side by side. Ta-da! And even in collaborations or as collaborations characters, he do not receive the L or A or E benefit as a strong characters. Yep, sad to tell the truth. And other mentions, you'll be only given as 5-star as the free characters, and if I gotta say it, compared to the previous collaborations characters, the treatment is very different. Natsumi has an act against skill, and she can do a lot of high damage combo, but that's not the same for Natu. So we don't have a rank 6 of increasing 20%, we have rank 5, so this is stats given. Okay, let's quick go through the factions, the skills, and the class. So okay, class wise, we start off with Holy Unit, and based on how this is like reflections of how his anime or manga story progress. This is his class. He gained the dragon class, and he have this berserk mode where he can become demon class, like his anime counterpart, which is his transformation skills. Okay, then faction protagonist Yellows and collaboration. So collaborations and Yellows is great faction buff. Protagonist is not. Then, of course, be reminded again, this is at rank 5, and this is the characters that you will be able to get straight away after the events end. You do not need to spend money to summon the characters. You will have increased attack defense by 16%, and when battling against dragon class in battle, increase the stats by double. So 32% for rank 5 and 40% for rank 6. Then when you initiate attack goes into battle, or when allies is being attacked into battle, you obtain 1 layer of Flame of Emotion, FOE, increase damage deal by 5% for 6 turns, can be set out to 6 times. So maximum is 30%. This is the same for rank 5 and 6, cannot be immune, cannot be dispelled, and when you have 3 stack onwards for FOE bar, only when you initiate attack and after battle you get to heal back 30% of your HP. Then this is a soldier unit. Okay, we have again is very little, and the great one is SP Dragon Descendants, and not useful because you need to be of the same class to enjoy the full benefit. Mechanical Dragon Rider, physical damage reductions. Royal Griffin, maximum damage output. Okay, I guess the best given here is Sensei Merchant. Okay, when there's alone you gain the benefits, and of course we do not have all the skills here, and this is why we're going through a little difference here. Before we go through skills and his voice pack, we'll be going through unlocking his awakening class for the sake of the video, and here we go. It's alright, Alright, we get to see the benefit of his act again, which is 2 C skills, and there's a 1 C. So 1 C is Dragon Flame, Fire Dragon Brilliance Flame, do 1.4 times damage, and if you kill the enemy, reduce the CD by 1 turn. If you have 3 layers of FOE buff, then the enemies cannot counter attack, so it's not very easy. Then transformations and mode, you will automatically gain 3 layers of FOE and enter flame. Okay, not so hard after all. Increase damage due by 20%. Then, however, your leader will become demon class for 3 turns. Then, if you initiate attack and kill enemies, if you have less than 5 layers of, if you have at least 5 layers of FOE buff, then you can act again, and this effect, act again effect, will enter a CD of 2 turns before you can trigger again when you are in end mode. For each enemy dies, or for each ally that dies, increase end mode by 1 turn. For each turn increase for your end mode by the above effect. When you initiate attack into battle, before battle, dispel 1 buff from enemies, maximum 3 buff. So if you have 3 allies die or 3 enemies die, you'll gain the max buff, and when end mode ends, you'll gain debuff Dragon Exhaustion, reduce your mobility by -2 for 1 turn, and end mode cannot be dispelled, immune, and after using, you can move 2 blocks again, and attack buff turn you have will not be reduced. So let us see. So all this is bonus from the stage. So now we will try. Transform. So if you intend to play Natsu, you definitely have to go with this. So now I will have end mode, increase damage due by 20%, but my leader become demon class, and I have 3 stacks of Flame of Emotion, so I have 15% damage increment. And because I have 3 FOE, now I'll gain Flame of Destruction Dragon Magic. When I initiate attack, I will heal after battle. I will heal back 30% of my HP. So yep. I'm not sure if there's a upgrade. I know he has a revamp upgrade for his characters. I got to check again if there's any difference, but this is definitely the demo player is definitely the end result, the correct skill stats effect. So okay, I kill enemy with these skills, enter 1 CD, but not great help. It is not reset. So this time around, so okay, I take 1 damage. I gain the 4th stack of Flame of Emotion, and I killed off the enemy. I have my end mode increased by 1 turn. But on the left it still says 3, so we can check. Okay, initially we transform 3 turns. It is still 3 turns, but it just shows an extension because when you end turn, it got reduced. So let's see if we can kill off Nonorine. So nope. Left with 2 turns. Okay, it shows 3 turns again. And okay, it's good that it's written here how how many turn increment you gain. So now I can dispel 2 buff from enemy before battle. Yep, there's nothing else. Okay, but my effect is ending. I definitely gotta come up and tank on the damage. Oh dang, you rascals. Okay, one last turn left, and here we go. Okay, so I'll say Natsu is definitely not as strong as Kasumi for the current meta because he needs build up, set up from characters. If I gotta say, he's a lower tier version of Gintama Gintoki, but Gintoki as a summonable SSR, he has this gimmick is he gets instant max out buff stacks and transformations mode. As long as one ally die, he gain a full buff, but for Natsu, he do not have such benefits. You kind of strongly rely on his end mode transformations. Okay, I'm not able to reach out the enemy, so no choice, I just gotta end my turn. Oh, okay, perhaps not so bad. Can use Mew to... Okay, I can summon him over. Okay, well, the greater benefit will be summoning Arius. But she's on the left. Oh, okay, that's cool. And 6 blocked. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the rest will be damage. 6 damage. Nope. Okay, I gotta enter end mode. I will not be using my skills because I'm only 1 turn CD. I will try to get rid of Mew first to get rid of the debuff effect she can do every turn. Okay, if they attack me this turn and I survive, I will get 5 stacks next turn and I should be able to act again. Nope, so as you can see, this is very bad, and he has no revive skills. So you can see Natsu has this big downside here. Yeah, so as you can see, Natsu need a strong setup from his teammate, from his allies. If not, he is pretty weak. So okay, these are all the skills. So we talk about the 1C, Flame Dragon, Brilliance Fire, Brilliance Flame, end mode. Now we talk about 3C. 3C gives the passive when you're under your Flint King domain or territory. Damage you take reduced by 20% and increase your unit range by +1. And physical attack is just by default is dealing 1.8 times damage. But if you have 4 stacks of FOE buff, you attack first in this battle, which is apparently weaker than your 1C where enemies cannot even counter-attack. I would prefer to have not able to counter-attack over your attack first. Then when you're in end mode, after battle, you'll cause 2 blocks around the target terrain to have a 2 turns effect known as the Flint King domain or territory or Flint King's purgatory. If enemy move on top of the block at the end of the battle, they will take a one-time fixed damage based on the damage of Natu attack and increased damage taken from Natsu. The max stack is 2 layers, so up to 30% and perhaps 2 times 6 damage. Lasts for 2 turns, cannot be immune, cannot be dispelled. And these are a list of skills. Overall, it's not too bad. He has air slash and he has sword soul. And he also have life healing skills. However, end mode is a staple, is a 2C skills, so this is definitely a downside. You'll definitely be bringing 3C, so it's kind of a waste that the rest of the skills is 2C. So if not, you will try to play the game without transforming. But then again, you can do that because after transformation, he'll become demon class, which is not beneficial to him. If the enemies are holy unit, he'll take a lot of damage, especially in PvP. More if not most might be holy unit depending on the meta. And as of the current meta, Papa Vargas is kind of falling down from his grace, so many units might be switching back to holy unit again. So yep, that's it. Okay, the only grace about him is dragon class, but switching to end mode will turn him to demon, which is not a very good choice. Okay, so now we'll just do a one-time PvP. I will left with 1. Okay, we're gonna try second routine. So yeah, he has mobility issues. In case you're wondering, because it's only able to move on 4 blocks.
この件についてはもう考えて
In the current meta, tanker-wise, aside from Papa Vargas, the next famous tanker will be Landers, and Landers will be a cavalry unit. And if you're bringing Sensei merchants, it will not be a very good idea. So we'll try to do a transform by default. And more. And we only have 3 buff. Okay, after battle, we have 4 layers. Okay, now we won't be able to attack first because we only have 3 layers, so another downside. The only great side is after battle, we'll cast a fixed damage around the target unit. Oh gosh, will we survive or will we die? Okay, Flint King's Purgatory, so it's basically a 3x3 blocks, even though they describe as 2 blocks around the unit, so it's a 3x3. And your Papa Vadas kill me all. Which is very bad. So there's not too much I'm able to show you with Natu. In PvP, he is. That's all he can offer. I mean, he can't even get his stats built up by ending turn. He needs to go into battle, or if your allies goes for the attack. So this means if you want to move Natsu, Natsu has to go last. And there's high chance by then your other allies already died. So I guess the only saving grace for Natsu will be if they really release good casting skills for him, like example if an ally dies, you will instantly gain 5 stacks and, gain a +1 turn for your end mode, or for 2 turns at least, 1 to 2 turns at least, your end mode will not be reduced, because end mode is fairly low, only lasts for 3 turns. Only when an enemy is dead, then it gets prolonged by 1 turn. Unlike Gintama Gintoki, characters will do character comparison, his effect will last for 4 turns. So that's why I say he's a lower tier Gintama, and he only gains damage up. You don't gain other stats. Gintama gains 5% stats increment, but Natsu Jasu. Okay, I'm not going to take too much of time. I'll just forfeit this match. This is just for saying his usage. However, with the combinations combo with Empress Enya, I presume he's going to be stronger. So again testing with my favorite stage, but this time around we will have Natsu. Okay, just prepare border, just in case. Okay, I'm gonna try transform him into the end mode first. We'll see if there's anything there. Yep, he's already in end mode, so when we duplicate him, let's see if end mode will increase by 1 turn.
選べ。さもなくば引け。
Okay, he will gain one flame stack if we go into battle, so the current end mode is 2 turns. FOE is 3, so I'm gonna try clone him. So we're trying to range attack and see if we gain the buff and follow. If the range we gain, we don't have to do the melee. But if we don't, we'll try to use. Okay, now we'll check. Okay, one of the worst clone technique. Nothing is increased, not even his FOE buff. So we definitely be able to kill them. Overpowered. We do not gain FOE buff when allies are being attacked. So what about melee? So I'm gonna try now. Or when we will be receiving damage. We're going to battle. Nope. So this is very bad. The conditions to go with is pretty harsh. Okay, sorry, it's not a 3x3, but yeah, it's 2 blocks around. So yeah, my bad. Oh gosh, and the clone kills the enemy again, and the main body is not gaining anything. Okay, then now we're just gonna enter and see how the things run. Okay, we are being attacked. Yep, so this is very bad. In fact, I'll say it's one of the buff talent for a free characters given. It's nowhere near Kasumi. This, I know I'm kind of biased, but this is a fact. You have to be attacked by enemy for your allies in order for you to gain stack. It will not work if your allies go into battle or when you initiate attack and you take damage. Kind of treat as sometimes some equipment is they right being attacked, but if you go for the attack yourself, you treat as going into the battle, he will gain a buff, but that is not the sick case for him. Okay, this time around we're going to do one last testing. Okay, he'll be doing his end mode.
次の作戦を実行します。一気に行きますよ。次の作戦式。行くぞ。
Oh gosh. Oh, never mind, never mind.
選べ。さもなくば引け。
I act again the wrong character. My bad.
行くぞ。芦屋へのために。
Okay. If we clone him before he use end mode, will we gain stacks?
参りましょう。我が子よ。
So alright, the sad truth is no, they kind of nerf him greatly, unlike if we clone Ashen, who will gain 3 buff instead.
芦屋へのために。
Okay, what about transformations? End mode.
定めの時が来ました。
力を貸してくれ、イグニール。行くぞ。
So nope. Okay, I'm gonna just try normal attack and see how. Okay, and mode got extend, and there's no bug that will trigger or assist the original Natsu. So So right, I guess we've come to the end. Overall, I will not say Natsu is okay. If you got to say, be honest with it, Natsu is considered weak. He's not weak because of his stats is low. He's weak because the following few reasons, as we have been able to see. Because they're trying to make things as real to the anime as possible, I'm gonna presume. But because of this, they turn the pros of Natsu into cons. So first thing, as you can see, Natsu talent has to trigger if he initiate into attack, or if your ally is being attacked into battle, and they have to be attacked by the enemy. So if your allies want to attack the enemies, they will not gain, or they will not allow Natsu to gain a buff. So this slows him down by a lot. Okay, then next is with his 3C. The 3C needs at least 4 layers to trigger its first effect of attacking first against enemy in the battle. And the passive is you have to stand on the terrain to receive damage reduction, and just to increase one range. If it's able to counter any incoming attack, that's a lot of plus for Natsu, but no, that's not the case. And he relies heavily on his end mode, so end modes will give him damage increment. And however, as you can see from the demo play I have shown right now, I have not been able to get Natsu to survive, or should I take to able to get Natsu to have 5 stacks of FOE flame while he's able to survive the game to be able to enjoy his act again. So this is a second weak point, because you need the 5 stacks of AoE. That's not that easy. And third is when you kill one enemy or each ally dies, you will just increase the transformation time frame for end mode, but you do not gain any benefit for gaining your talent FOE. So this is one weaker point about the end mode. We will not talk about the debuff that he gains after transformation. A lot of heroes will gain that. Fourth, last but not least, I think is the great benefit about Natsu himself is he is a dragon class, which is he will have almost neutral disadvantage against any enemies. However, end mode puts him in distress. I will use the word distress because he's being transformed into demon class, which makes him to be very weak against holy unit, taking 1.8 times more damage, or 80% damage increment. And his end mode do not give him any class disadvantage, ignoring conditions. So this are weak things about him, and that's all. But nonetheless, whether he becomes demon class or any class, the weakest thing is the setting up and build up of his talent effect, because his skills, transformation skills, 3Cs, greatly depend on the FOE buff stacks, and as you can see, it's not that easy to gain that. So I guess the only way to save Natsu will be casting skills. So okay, before we end, this is the suggested item build for him. So as his dragon class, you can play similar build from Dragon Mama. I sold that to him, but if you have Dragon Mama and you have those builds, you will definitely be putting it to Dragon Mama than to Natsu, unless you are a new free player. Okay? If you are a free player or new players to Langrisser, you don't have enough characters, then that's a different case. And last but not least, overall, I'd like to say it is kind of sad. Team Zilong is kind of biased. They did Natsu character skills and design and talent badly and poorly in comparison to the DOA Kasumi characters. I guess they feel that players are getting too big of a benefit from getting such great characters, free great characters like Kasumi in the previous collaborations, that they got nerfed the free characters for us. So I guess it's very sad if any one of you miss the free Kasumi characters from Dead or Alive. Hopefully you guys will get it for any one of you miss it. So he don't have any Echo of Light skin, so okay, we've come to the end. So before that, this is the phone mobile version of Natsu character design. There's nothing much has changed. It's totally the same for his character design. The only few sad thing I noticed about Natsu and Lucy is for Lucy's summon, they do not have a voice pack, and for Natsu, he is body up with Happy. I don't think I hear his voice pack. Sorry. I guess we gotta extend the video a little while longer. My bad. Forget about the voice pack. Sorry about it. So at least I should cover it up. So this is how he sounds like when you summon him. And class change. Skill release. Okay, skill release again. When you choose him in battle. Okay, something you can use in real life when you're playing games with a teammate. Ikuzo means let's go. Something you can learn. Short, sweet, and simple. Okay, when he's not able to battle. Okay, Bond Conversations 1. Daily Conversations 1. Speech of happiness. Anger speech. Speech of sadness. Okay, I'm gonna play again, I guess. I kind of cover up his voice early on. Interaction Conversations 1. Good feelings. Irritated feeling.
なんだ
Special interactions 1.
もう帰んのか
Okay, I gotta say, I have a complaint about Natsu. If that's the case, okay, now we are truly coming to an end. It's despite he has this, I'm gonna call this summonable ally. I mean, it looks like a summonable ally, which is Happy, the flying cat. But again, there's no voice pack, and sad enough, he's not a summonable or playable character. So it feels sad that they add Happy beside these characters, but it do not has any other essential use or effect, so this down part. Okay, we have come to the end. What did you think about the strength of Natsu? Did you think I'm being harsh about him not being as strong? Or do you think he's actually strong or bad? Leave it down in the comment sections below. This is Kami, see you guys and goodbye.
フェアリーテールに手を出したら許さねえぞ一緒に修行するか